Hello, everybody. Welcome to The Tip. Week 5 of penises and news. Mostly penises this week, actually.
Mostly penises.
Mostly penises.
Because for some reason, people don't want to have news.
It was a very slow news week. It was unfortunately a slow news week.
It was.
Yes, welcome everybody to The Tip. This is week number 5, the Monday night podcast that features me, Supergrey38, almost forgot your names, and Mr. SpikeSethenTV.
Hello.
It's a podcast where we talk about gaming news, tech news, general news, and penises. We
Mostly everything oriented around games at some point in time.
Pretty much.
Or we just talk about dick.
Well, it's in one of our news stories this week, so why not?
Can I interject really briefly just to kind of say something, Nate?
Yeah.
There's not a lot of action that happens on The Tip in terms of motion or a lot of blur or what have you. So you could probably just cast this at 720p without any issue.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I need to make another settings because I have one for the local record and then one for the regular stream, which I run this off of. I was definitely thinking about doing that just to bump up the quality and maybe cut out the middleman.
5 weeks of The Tip?
5 weeks of Tip. Good God.
All right. Sorry about that. I thought of it like just now, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. So if people don't know me, I am TheGamePit, TGPNate, Nate, Tip, Pit. Pit was the word I meant, not tip. We're all just...
He is the tip.
I am the tip. I am the tip of this fleshy mound of man. I'm a variety caster on Twitch. You can find me at twitch.tv/TheGamePit. Everywhere else is /TheGameP1T because fuck me in the a-hole. To my this direction over here, if you want to call that right. That is Mr. Supergrey38. Explain yourself, sir.
My name is Supergrey38, Mr. Gray. Most people just call me Gray. I do variety casting. I usually cast in the mornings, and that's about that.
Fantastic. And then to our bottom there, always on the bottom, is Mr. SpikeSethen. Please explain yourself, sir. Don't you...
Fucking always on the bottom. Alright, so my camera will re-come in at some point. Everything will be better. There it is. Alright, so hello everyone. I am SpikeSethen. I am a variety caster on Twitch. I'm live daily. I do many different games, and I try to do them as difficult as possible. You can find me at SpikeSethen on Twitch and SpikeSethenTV everywhere else.
Pretty much. So has everybody been playing this week? Because I know my week has been all Red Dead and Rayman Legends. Both of which are fucking fantastic.
Started Stalker, my first playthrough ever. So that has been interesting.
Going in blind, it's a rough experience, huh?
It's so fucking confusing at some places. Like it's not super intuitive, regardless of how fun it is. Like.
It's not new person friendly is what it is.
There's an incredibly steep learning curve, but it's like fun enough that I don't mind the learning curve. I mean, there was like a couple problems with like understanding quests and like how those are marked on the map and stuff, but other than that, yeah, super enjoyable. I would already recommend it to everyone, and I've just barely started.
I would recommend it to everyone as well. If you're not currently playing it, go fucking play it.
One day, Spike will fulfill this goal of literally only Stalker streams.
By the what did I say yesterday? By the end of 2015, it'll be all Stalker, and there was another caveat to that I can't remember.
I think it was along the lines of all penis and all Stalker.
Yeah.
And I think I don't remember specifics, but I know it involved partnership, and then all of Twitch is penis and stalker.
Pretty much.
No, there was a third one. It might have involved Auntie, Spee Auntie everywhere.
Oh yeah, that's right. The fact that you would get partnerships, so everybody would just be using the Spionti emote. It'd be fucking amazing.
I've been playing or re-establishing myself with Serious Sam, the franchise. For those of you that don't know, Serious Sam is a old-styled arena shooter along the lines of things like Doom, Quake, Duke Nukem, Wolfenstein, that sort of element, except it doesn't take itself seriously at all, which is ironic because it's called Serious Sam. I'm going to be playing Serious Sam with Nate cometh the Wednesday this week. So in tune of that, I was like, I'm gonna play some Serious Sam, reevaluate myself with that, remember a lot of the secrets because most of them are bullshit. Other than that, not much.
Other than that, not much.
Nope. My normal routine of games. I don't usually game off-cast too much. Now that I have a better card in my media machine and I don't have to turn on this monster to play games, I'll probably do so.
It's right there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Dead Wed. You don't have a Dead Wed?
It's not active at the moment. This is the podcast.
But it helps people know what we're talking about, you dirt.
Is it Nate's
Oh,
gaming
fine. I
channel?
can fucking run it. Boom.
No. Oh, wait.
Apparently I can't.
Wrecked. If you're curious about Dead Wed, you can go to my channel and just look at my schedule. What about you, Nate?
I already said, didn't I? Red Dead Redemption, Rayman Legends.
Listen.
Yeah, that's literally
okay,
all you said.
That's all I've been doing.
I literally forgot that was even said.
That's because it was so brief. It's like, I'm playing Rayman Legends and Red Dead Redemption. You guys? It's like...
I haven't been doing much else than that. I've had an infected abscess that I've been taking care of, so I've been fucking
we
sleeping all the
talked
time.
about our games and how we feel about them.
Well,
fine. Rayman Legends, amazing. I wish the whole thing was just the musical stages. If Rayman Legends was just all the musical stages, like 75 musical stages, I'd love it so much I'd never play anything again.
The music stages are fucking brilliant.
So fucking good. the Spanish flamenco, Eye of the Tiger, is thus far my favorite.
It's good shit. It was $10 on Steam during the Ubisoft sale, which ended at 1 p.m. today.
Yeah. I picked up
1 p.m.
I picked up Payday 2 today for inclusion in future co-op Tuesdays with me and Mr. Gray.
Now we have a really good co-op Tuesday lineup. We were a little dry for a while. We didn't know what to do.
We were struggling on what the fuck we were going to do for co-op Tuesdays. If you don't know, co-op Tuesday is with me and Gray, usually Tuesday mornings. So tomorrow will be... I don't know. Are you good for tomorrow? Because we haven't discussed that yet.
Absolutely, I am. I'm back.
So yeah, tomorrow, whatever my time says below the cast, because I can't remember offhand immediately. I think I set it as noon Eastern, so that'll be 9 o'clock for you and me. Now that we're on the same time.
I had 2 problems I had to deal with, and both are resolved.
Yeah.
The computer wanted to melt, and I was dying. So.
Wow.
That
escalated quickly. That's a 2-player. That's a 4-player game, though.
Payday 2 up to 4, yeah.
Yeah, Payday 2 is 4-player.
Do you really want to do? Well, I mean, do you really just want to do it 2-player? Or are you gonna? Or is it gonna be you and like you two, and then chat can jump in if they want to?
Well, I mean, it's one of those like if it's ideal for 4 players, like we're not against having more people play. Like
yeah, it's just generally for co-op Tuesday we keep it to people that we know.
Yeah,
primarily.
Okay. Like
just curious.
Me and Nate are the guaranteed co-op Tuesday people, and then if somebody wants to play, they can ask, and if they have an opportunity, we'll let them.
Yeah, right, so co-op Tuesday tomorrow with me and Mr. Gray, noon Eastern. My goodness, which will be the continuation of fucking Mercenary Kings. So happy.
Fucking mercenary.
So happy.
So good.
Shut up, I know you could hear her laugh.
I know why she laughed too.
Yeah.
That's why it was really funny.
Then, of course, Dead Wednesday with me and Spike, which was formerly We Play All Things Dead and Dying and Dead and Dying, and then Dead Island Riptide made me want to throw up all over myself. So now we're just doing whatever the fuck we want to do.
Although,
I'm kind of
Killing
okay
Floor
with it.
2 comes out soon. You guys should be getting prepared for that.
I'm already fucking prepared.
For what, Dead Island 2? Yes.
I've like stashed like $60 to the side that I don't know exists in case the game's full AAA price.
No,
okay.
I meant
Now,
training.
boom! Oh, training? Who do you take me for? I play Stalker for a living.
Spike one-shot the final Dead Island boss. We're fine.
I'm ready though. Killing Floor 2.
Right. Yeah, I am more than ready. I'm going to play a lot of that. Alright, I guess we should do this week's releases, huh?
Yep. So moving on from that, we're going to quickly cover the. I think I want to hit the game updates first, and then. Well, no, we'll start. We'll start with the releases.
Sure.
There's a new dev diaries for Killing Floor 2.
Oh,
Fucking
God.
is there?
I'd watch that.
So hype.
I mean, we could briefly talk about that at some point because that's the thing. I'm just saying. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, we're a little short on news this week, so we might do a longer Q&A with people, just because this was a shitty news week.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. Nate did most of the fucking work.
Yeah, I only found one I really wanted to talk about that he hadn't already put on there.
Yeah, it's an interesting little story at that.
Yeah.
All right, so this week we are seeing the releases in 3 different spurts, 3 different days for releases this week. On March 17th, we are seeing Battlefield Hardline pushed formally from its October 21st release date to tomorrow. That will be on PC, PS3, PS4, 360, and the Xbox One.
Wow.
Next,
Nice.
it's
That's
on
a
fucking everything.
It'll be Battlefield
Go to
Hardline.
tomorrow.
The way I look at it is when a DICE game releases, you're basically buying a beta.
Jesus.
Yeah,
So-
I can actually see that.
So let's call it the Battlefield Hardline beta.
The Battlefield Online
That
beta.
full retail price tomorrow.
Oh, man.
So if you're one of the people who wants to help them fix all their bugs,
Jesus. All right, so continuing. We've got
Can I
Final...
interject for just one more second?
No! Yes.
No? Okay. So, we don't address chat, which means could someone, like, in chat, if someone asks a question and then chat just kind of erases it for the for the group of us and we don't see it, can you, like, just, like, put that to the side so we can address it later?
Well, also what I'm kind of doing is with chat, since I use Chatty, I'm able to pull up a username. So if they ask a question, it brings up a window and it holds all their conversation for me.
Oh, okay.
There we
All
go.
right, then. Sorry, I don't use that.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm a Twitch scrub.
yeah, oh my.
All right.
Sorry about that.
So then next
Second
we
time.
see Final Fantasy Type O HD on the PS4 and the One. Following
Which?
that... No.
Okay. Now we're talking about new game releases. That's fine.
I just want to run through the releases. We can talk about them after. And then we'll get to the
Fuck
updates. You go fuck yourself.
I love you.
Alright.
Go play Stalker.
Go play Stalker. Bye, Gray.
Bye.
Alright. Next we see Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 4 release finally. This is the last release for Resident Evil Revelations 2?
Yeah.
Oh, is it all out
Yeah.
already?
Yeah, it's 4 episodes.
Yeah. And that will also see the release of the full retail box set for the PC, PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, and Xbox One. Next, we see the Tales from the Borderlands Episode 2 Atlas Mugged release. Episode 2
God.
Tales from the Borderlands comes out on literally everything that exists, except for the Nintendo 3DS.
It's fucking
It's on iPhone, iPad, PC, PS3, PS4, PS Vita, Xbox 360, Xbox One, your grandmother's heart monitor.
Wait a minute.
But no Nintendo.
It's coming out on the iPhone?
The Telltale games have been on mobile, the Apple stores lately.
Cool.
That's the world we live in.
That's the world that we live in.
Where
Also,
iPhone is
on the
from.
17th, we're seeing the releases of Reverse Side for the PC, whatever that is.
Never heard of it.
Yeah. Most of the rest of these I haven't really heard of. Bladestorm Nightmare on the PS3, PS4, and Xbox One. Soldner X2 Final Prototype on the PS Vita. This is the one I'm hyped for. Cabela's African Adventures on the PS4 and the Xbox One. New gen Cabela's games. Yes.
Hot.
If you've never played the old ones, they're fucking amazing. Go play the Cabela's games on the Wii. They're fucking fantastic. They're so out of their minds, it's amazing.
Are you, for real?
Go shoot meerkats in the face with shotguns. It's fucking awesome. All right.
The Mass
it's the hunter game thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah.
And then we see Ocean Horde, Monster of Uncharted Seas on the PC on the 17th as well. And the Awakened Fate Ultimatum on the PS3. Sony still helping support their last-gen console.
Which is what they did with the PlayStation 3 for a good long while.
No, the PS2,
or not the PlayStation 2.
It lasted for years after the PS3 release.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, if there's one thing you can give Sony credit for, it's support of their last-gen system.
Yeah, they never just completely drop it right away.
The reason why they do that, though, is because they sell their systems at a much higher price than most generations, and they also put a lot more into those systems. So the PlayStation 2, was still a valid system because A, the hardware was up to snuff, and B, the lineup was up to snuff. And, so people weren't going to buy a PlayStation 3 immediately, but hell, there's still a fuck ton of people with a PlayStation 2.
Yeah, they sold a shit ton during the whole PS3 lifetime too. Software sales for the PS2 during that time period were still high.
Yeah.
And then on March 19th, we see Pentapuzzle on the Wii U. So, yay, more Match 3 games probably.
That is.
Worlds of Magic on the PC and Navy Commander on the 3DS. And then March 20th sees the two anticipated Nintendo releases that I can think of that I haven't stopped hearing about, which is Mario Party 10 on the Wii U and Fossil Fighters Frontier on the 3DS, which is basically kind of Pokemon-ish, I guess.
I have never heard of it.
I saw a lot about it when it was first released as a thing that was coming out. There were fucking news stories everywhere about it.
Mario Party 10.
Mario Party
Where's
10.
Mario Kai Watch? Mario Party is the Callus game.
Fucking damn Canadian pronouncing it Mario.
Mario.
Instead of Mario.
Some people from New York and New Jersey. Mario.
Right? Mario.
Well, you know what? I have a whole bunch of Italian family, and it's Mario, so shut up.
Oh,
Mario
it was
Lopez.
made by a Japanese person. Who cares if he's Italian? All right, anyway. Now that I did that.
So, momentary lapse for how hyped is Gray for Resident Evil Revelations 2 Episode 4 coming out? How far have you gotten in that?
I've gotten... I'm halfway through Episode 2. Basically, I just got sick at the wrong time. I'm excited to finish playing it. I wish it was released as a full retail game right away.
Yeah.
Like, it's dumb because, it's not like they didn't have all the episodes ready, right? Like, they should have released it as a full release and then episodes if you wanted to do it that way. But it's like, I don't know. It's a good 9-10 hours of gameplay, so it's not like it's like, a super short game.
Right.
They put the effort in, but...
That washing machine sound.
I don't hear it at all. What's the experience in terms of the current Resident Evil games that come out? Because I haven't looked at Resident Evil since Resident Evil 4, that changed the entire concept of it from survival horror to let's shoot zombies in the face like a badass with anime like ninja moves.
I don't know. It's definitely more in like along the lines of 4, but they tried to make it creepier again. Is the best way I can explain it. Like there are like a couple little jump scare things that they do. I mean, they tried to make it more tense, but it's still not a scary game. But I would argue that Resident Evil was never very scary to me to begin with. Like, I don't know. I just it was spooky, like in the way in the way that a haunted house in a fairgrounds is spooky. You know what I mean? Like it's I don't know. It's not very scary. It's like the first one was basically House on Haunted Hill, right?
Essentially.
Kind of.
But
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I definitely prefer it to 6, obviously, and a lot of the other garbage to come out. But I don't know.
Serious.
Five is worth your while if you're doing co-op.
It's a
5
step
is
in
worth
the
your
right
while.
direction.
If you're doing co-op, like the
Only
first,
if you're doing
You
co-op.
haven't seen the PC port.
we played the PC
Well, that's
port.
what we played.
You play. Oh my god, it's fucking horrible.
The first co-op Tuesday that we did was Resident Evil 5 co-op.
Yep,
Oh my god, PC port is so fucking
is.
bad.
it's glorious.
Makes me want to stab someone. Oh
Other than that, yeah, I'm actually excited. Like, I didn't know anything about Final Fantasy Type 0, but it's actually pretty cool looking.
shit. I don't care.
We know.
Yeah, but that's because you don't like consoles.
No, that's
'cause you don't like
fucking
Japan.
Final Fantasy.
But there you go.
Of course.
So shut up.
There you go. I don't believe in Japan.
They don't exist.
But in all seriousness, I haven't cared about a Final Fantasy game. Actually, I don't think I've ever cared.
My heart.
Which is fair.
I was gonna say-
mean, they're not for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I'm not saying it. Well, actually, it is a bad game, but that's beside the point.
Some of the later ones were very bad. Like, there's a definite cutoff point for me too. My favorite one is still the SNES era, Final Fantasy VI.
Final Fantasy 13-3 Lightning Returns.
My favorite will always be Final Fantasy 9.
Terrible. It's the worst one.
Shut the fuck up.
look at Inevitable coming in here. Hey, Spike. No one else matters.
Yeah, Tales from the Borderlands.
Oh god.
I know you
Dude.
guys are hyped about that.
Dude, like, honestly, I thought it was gonna be, like, I was like, how could you make Borderlands into, like, a fucking point-and-click adventure?
Fucking one.
And then it was like, as soon as I seen episode 1, my mind was fucking blown. It was so good. Like, all the other Telltale games are not even nearly as good. Like, the writing's just sharper. It's way more engaging. Like, you're excited when you're playing. Like, it's funny because it came out right before the Game of Thrones one, and then I just didn't even look at the Game of Thrones one at all. I haven't even seen, like, the first episode all the way through because I was like, this isn't Tales from the Borderlands. That's how good Tales from the Borderlands is. Fantastic.
Yeah, I just haven't touched it yet, so I can't be hyped over anything, you know?
Don't.
It's like
Don't touch it. Wait for the
like
whole
a-
thing to come out, and the reason why.
That's kind of why I am in,
they
because
have-
I've already got a backlog of Telltale that I haven't finished. Like,
Fuck
I
it,
still
the
haven't
thing
done
is,
Wolf
Game
Among
of
Us.
That
No,
game
I'm
is
just-
so good.
I'm just excited for episode 2 to come out because, like, having seen all of episode 1, I decided I'm going to wait for the whole season. But this means we're getting closer to the whole season being released.
No, it doesn't.
No.
And the reason why I say that is because Game of Thrones is a Telltale game, and unfortunately, that's sold like fucking hotcakes. So you know, Telltale's priority was like, "Oh my god, the sales of this! Make more!" So
Also, let's make a game movie. Dumbest fucking idea.
Right.
Minecraft, the Telltale game.
Oh, that's even worse. No, that's just as bad as their super show or whatever it's called.
I don't know, man. I'm hype, but I'm hype to be detached because I want the whole thing. And I'm fucking irritated that Game of Thrones was a thing because
Yes.
everyone that says the Game of Thrones says to play the Game of Thrones Telltale thing, they're like, don't play it unless you've seen like season 1 and 2 of Game of Thrones. I haven't even fucking watched Game of Thrones, so it's just a waste of space for me.
So it's basically just fan service.
Basically, and
Whereas,
it's
like-
selling stuff.
Whereas, like, if you had never played Borderlands, yeah, you wouldn't get some of the jokes in Tales from the Borderlands, like, you know, Zero and his appearance, but you would still really like it. Like, on its own, even if you never know anything about Borderlands, you would enjoy that game.
Yeah.
It's very good, yeah. I prefer it over the actual Borderlands games, to be honest.
I don't, but that's only because I really like the multiplayer chaos shooting of Borderlands.
And I mean, they're different types of games, so.
They are. It's hard
Comparing
to
them
compare
is like
the two.
comparing Canadians to actual people.
But they were super faithful to that.
Among Us.
Mhm.
I agree.
Oh,
Wolf Among Us too.
I was a huge Fables fan before like that game came out,
I
and
didn't even know about it until that game came out, and I was like, "Oh my god, this is my type of character."
Basically, yeah.
yeah, I remember
That game got me interested in the Tales series.
Fables was
Or Fables,
literally Fables was literally the second comic I've ever picked up,
Jesus.
and it's just fucking amazing.
Nah. So we got that done. Let's move on to game updates that have come out throughout the week. The Mortal Kombat X had a lot to say this week. Mortal Kombat X has seen a delay on the 360 and the PS3. It will not make its April 14th release date, and no mention of a solid release date or release window has been mentioned. So,
That's what.
will it come out for last gen? Who knows?
They're just like, fucking Xbox
Pretty much.
360 PS3 now.
We've also seen that they are continuing their new trend of putting horror icons into their games. Jason
Warner
Voorhees from Friday the 13th will be in Mortal Kombat X, where we saw Freddy last year in Mortal Kombat 9. Well, not last year, 2 years ago.
So lame.
He'll be part of a bot pack, $29.99 US for the combat pack, which will include Jason Voorhees, 2 classic fighters, as of yet unnamed. We don't know who the 2 characters coming back are. And then alternate skins...
No, keep going for that, because there's not much left there.
Yeah, alternate skins for the Blind Swordsman Kenshi, Shinnok, and Katana.
How much is the game?
Full retail.
Full retail, yeah.
The combat pack is $30,
Mm-hmm.
which contains 3 fighters and alternate skins.
3 fighters and 3 skins
3 fighters and 3 skins.
for $30.
Man. Fucking, that's worse than fucking Call of Duty.
Why are you
Fuck
saying
that.
Japan?
Yeah. Mortal Kombat is...
NetherRealm Studios owned
They're an
by
American
Warner
studio.
Brothers.
Close enough.
Close enough. Japan is America now.
I don't fucking know.
That's
That's ridiculous. That price tag. Oh.
it's because Jason Voorhees.
The game isn't even out yet, and they're talking about DLC like this?
Yeah, the craziest thing is $30 is what most companies charge for their season passes.
Yeah.
Like I don't agree with buying season passes because you don't know what the DLC will be, but the fact that you're offered multiple DLCs for $30 is like, I don't know. The fact that one DLC will be $30 is fucking dumb.
Yeah,
What's
it's
really
pretty
fucking,
nice.
people are gonna fucking buy this.
Oh, absolutely.
So
Of
it's
course.
gonna be like, there's gonna be like that minority of people that's all like, this is bad, and then there's gonna be like the stupid fucking dumbass fucking elite fighter player base that's just like, give me more shit, I don't care how much you want.
See, the biggest problem for me, like, the reason I'm half tempted not to buy it is because they're like, oh, Goro's a playable character if you pre-order. So I'm like, well, then I just won't fucking buy your game.
Pre-order incentives
So how do
like
you feel
that are
about that?
Pre-orders in general,
the
terrible.
Pre-order bonus thing, yeah, that's completely
No,
different.
but
We're
it's
talking
it's
about
a whole. Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is like it's a whole character, and they're saying you can't use him.
A whole classic industry
Yeah.
or fucking title.
Yeah,
Dependent
an integral
character.
character to the series, and it's like, I don't
Pre-order.
know. If they had said, okay, alternate skins, you can't have them if you don't pre-order, I'd be like, whatever. But it makes me pretty pissed off that it's a whole character.
Yeah, that's a little terrible. All right. Additionally, Playtonic Games, if you don't know who they are former Rare employees responsible for Banjo-Kazooie and other fantastic Rare games that we all remember as children. Playtonic Games is the new company founded by former Rare employees. A little while back, maybe last week or the week before, maybe even further back than that, they were talking about Project Ukulele, which is their new game project that they're working on. They kind of put out a teaser as to who the 2 new characters are that will be starring in it, but they didn't give them names or really show anything about them. They're just kind of shadows hidden in an image. So the only things we know right now is it's being developed exclusively for the PC right now. They're going to be doing a Kickstarter to try and raise funds to get it onto consoles as well. It is going to be a 3D platformer similar to the Banjo-Kazooie Banjo-Tooie games. And my favorite part of this Grant Kirkhope returning for the music.
I don't know who that is.
Oh, that's the guy who did the Banjo-Kazooie, right?
Banjo-Kazooie and a million other games that if you heard them, you'd be like, oh, I know that. Grant
Dude,
Kirkhope is amazing.
He does interviews every AGDQ when they play Banjo-Kazooie. That guy's music is fucking phenomenal. And just like the insights into like that he shares with like why he made music a certain way or
Well, it's just like all the little things he did too. Like most of the sound
absolutely.
effects in Banjo-Kazooie are recordings of Grant Kirkhope that he just threw into a MIDI synthesizer and messed around in some way to make brand new
like
sounds.
all of them?
Not all of
that
them, but
guy
a large
is
percentage.
Really,
Because he was he Banjo's. Yeah.
I don't think he was.
Aww.
He might be though. I mean, he did a lot of the fucking sound effects for everybody.
That's like the only I know. I remember playing Banjo-Kazooie, but like the only thing I really remember is Banjo's. Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a pretty spot on Banjo-Kazooie impression.
All right.
If they make a game as good as Banjo-Kazooie, I'm hyped.
Yeah, I hope it's good and not the route that some of the later Banjo games started taking.
There's only once.
They were bad.
This is the extra one, isn't it?
Nuts and bolts, yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, Nuts and Bolts, which
The
was...
Tooie was really good.
Tooie was alright, yeah.
I preferred Tooie.
Yeah, so did I. I felt like they just took the exact same formula but really hammered out the kinks.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Anyways.
Delays.
I don't think we're delaying much. Go faster.
No, I was talking about game delays.
Oh, okay. That works.
Yeah.
I guess that's similar.
Alright.
Context.
Project Cars, for anybody who was paying attention to that, has seen yet another delay.
No cares.
Pushing it to May from its previous push to April 2nd, which before that was earlier in the year, and I think at some point it was set to come out at 2014. It's the thing that cracks me up about this. The delays affecting all of current generation. Xbox One, PS4, and PC, it's going to be delayed until April 2nd at the moment. And they didn't say shit about the Wii U version. So that's another one they're like, is that version even going to come out?
Pretty complicated engine they use for like the car physics and destruction, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised they're even trying to do a Wii U version. Because it like the whole thing with Project Cars is just like how realistically, you know, everything drives and brakes, right? So they're going to have to tone that down for the Wii U version. It won't even be the thing that they promised people.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'm not a huge racing game fan, but I am interested in the engine for that game because I'm pretty impressed by what they've been able to do.
Yeah, there are parts of it that look interesting. A little.
Is it in house? Like the engine that's being made? It's
the engine is all made in house.
Yeah.
It's very impressive, actually. Like, I know, like, if you don't care about car games, even if you just care about the technical aspects, you should look at some of the like diaries they do, just because.
I'm looking right now, actually. You
as
mentioned
well.
physics, and I'm like, sold.
Exactly. Super interesting, right? Because we're a bunch of fucking nerds over here.
Nerd. All right. Additionally, we are seeing a delay on Uncharted 4.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, they haven't even. They're not even giving it a proper release window now. They've pushed it back to 2016. They've pushed it out of 2015 into 2016, and it's now just slated for a spring of 2016 release window.
I'm so fine with that because Naughty Dog does that all the time, and then they pump out good games. So I don't care. I like when a quality developer says it's ready when it's ready.
You don't.
I prefer that. I prefer that to like forcing a release date and then trying to hit that deadline.
I'm not much of a fan of Uncharted. I never saw the hype for it or anything.
Yeah, Uncharted I'm not specifically interested in, but I don't know.
It's Indiana Jones wearing the Gap.
It's Indiana Jones wearing the Gap.
Guffma, you're such a butthole.
Pretty much. All right. Titanfall, all season pass and DLC stuff became free for their 1 year anniversary. So if you have Titanfall and you don't have the season pass or any of the additional DLCs, they are all free now across all platforms.
Somebody
No refunds.
wants to stay relevant.
No refunds.
No, I'm serious. They're not refunding anyone that purchased.
Right, yeah.
So if you bought
Pretty
all of the
cool.
DLC for Titanfall, your money just did fucking nothing. Have fun.
Yeah.
XEA.
That's okay. I bought the Elder Scrolls Online, so.
I guess.
That goes free to play tomorrow.
Yeah, what I'm saying.
Elder Scrolls
is
Online
And
does?
by free to play, I mean purchase once and then you have it.
Right, yeah.
Oh, is that what it
I'm
is?
playing
You still
that
have
tomorrow. Fuck Hitman. Yes, excuses. Oh! All right, sorry.
So that was
I just
done.
remembered that.
All right. Anybody who plays the new gen Pokemon games, XY, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, if you guys are enrolled in the Pokemon Bank, you can now get I believe now. You can now get the fully evolved Heart Gold and Soul Silver original starters for free, so you get their final evolved form through the Pokemon Bank. Meganium, Typhlosion, Feraligatr, just by going to the Pokemon link, and those are free to download all the way from now through November 30th. So you've got the majority of the year to get those if you want them.
Mm-hmm.
The Evil Within the Assignment DLC came out, featuring new monsters, revealing more info on the Mobius group, and featuring tons of kidding
I
me.
have Pokemon Y too.
I have Pokemon X and Y.
What a loser. Who buys both?
All right. So if you were a Season Pass owner for the Evil Within, you've already got access to that DLC. Otherwise, it is available for $10 on the PS3, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and the PC. So all
I'm
releases.
excited to go back. I'm excited to uncover that super ambiguous fucking ending.
I'm excited to watch more Kidman.
You're Kidman.
China is
Evil
fine.
Within.
Yeah.
Nah.
Me.
Shut up. All the time. Every game that's not Stalker.
Everything that's Japan. I fucking.
Shut up, man. Shinji Mikami is amazing.
Alright. China is finally getting Sony consoles. PS4 and the PS Vita are releasing March 20th in China. For the prices of $2,899, which is equivalent to 463 US dollars. That is high. Because what was the price of the PS4 here? 400?
What was the price of it
Yeah.
when they released it?
Yeah,
it
it's
was
400.
It was $399.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 1,299 yuan, or $207 for the PS Vita.
Yeah, no, I was actually surprised that they're getting it at comparable prices. Just
Yeah,
seems like
I mean,
it'd
they're
be a
not
lot
too
more
overblown.
expensive. Yeah, exactly.
And not like
Good for
Brazil
them.
that charges double for everything, so.
Brazil's a weird
Fucking
place.
Brazil.
Yeah.
Brazil's like the thing about the way Brazil does currency and their tax and the charges they do for importing and all that other stuff. It bloats the price because if they don't charge that amount, they lose a surplus of money. They're basically giving it away if they try to equal out the price range with everywhere else.
Yeah.
Brazil charges.
But the major problem with that, and we'll not get into a giant tirade about this, but I know people who live in Brazil and I've talked to them about that, and they said nobody actually buys that shit at market price. Everybody goes and steals it because everything is so fucking expensive. Everybody's pirating everything down here because the governments and shipping and everything has made everything way too expensive to buy.
Yeah. I'm
Nobody's
not
going to
saying
buy an
it's
Xbox at
justified.
$1,000.
I'm not saying it's justified. I'm just saying that's why the prices are. That's why
Right.
manufacturers put the price tag so high, because they're throwing so much money at it
Yeah.
just to be there. Nintendo
Yeah.
actually pulled out of Brazil altogether.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Nintendo has quit supplying anything to Brazil, which you can't blame them at that point, right? Because all the shit they have to go through,
Yeah.
it's not even worth it.
Nintendo doesn't need any part of the world other than Japan to stay afloat right now.
Basically.
Yeah.
They could, with the way the market works in Japan, they could just release a hit app and then sell so many units.
Pretty much. And then Microsoft is finally putting out a Master Chief Collection Xbox One bundle after all this time, even though Master Chief Collection still has more than enough broken parts to it, and they're continuously apologizing for it.
Matchmaking!
But the bundle will include Master Chief Collection, the 500 gig console, a headset controller, and the Ridley Scott-produced Halo Nightfall series for $349. So the base price for all of that included.
I think that's actually okay.
Yeah, it's not a bad bundle.
No.
If you don't play online multiplayer MCC, it's fine.
Yeah, all the games actually work. It's just the multiplayer that's literally non-existent.
Yeah.
Or, well, it exists.
It exists, it's just...
fucking why bother with it because it's so broken.
Yeah, no, I like getting into a match once every 15 minutes.
Pretty much.
But if you want to play all the games again, it's definitely worth picking up if you're just looking for the single player experience.
The single player couch co-op works fine.
Oh yeah, like Halo 2 looks beautiful.
Yeah.
They did a lot of work to make it look really good. Same way they did with the Halo CE Anniversary Edition.
Yeah.
Combat Evolved. And here's where Spike shits on everything again. I don't fucking like Halo.
I know.
We know.
I know, Spike.
Nobody's even asking you at this point.
He hates it.
Alright, so let's get into our first topic here. If you want to go ahead with that, because I know you were the one who threw this in, and you know more about Dying Light than any of us.
Alright, so here's, I've played Dying Light for maybe 10 or so hours, and in my experience with it, it's... Once you get a powerful weapon, there's really nothing to worry about at all. Because everything's just pretty easy to deal with. The company behind Dying Light has apparently seen a lot of claims of people saying this, that the mid and late game content of the game is basically, it's super cheesy. You can hardly ever die. It's really easy to get supplies. It's really easy to get really powerful weapons. And they decided to throw in a patch recently that is called the hard mode patch, which it adds a difficulty. It adds a harder difficulty. You can choose that at the beginning of the game, and you can change it at any given time. But it goes beyond that in terms of what the actual hard mode does. It changes how the combat works, changes how your stamina is treated, changes how supplies are found, and changes respawn rates of things. Enemies are stronger, nights are twice as long, and the minimap does not show the location of the nighttime like demon things. Yeah, which in the normal difficulty you were able to see exactly where they were at any given time. So the only way you could see them in hard mode is by utilizing your runner senses. So it adds a lot to the difficulty. Instead of just like, oh, it's hard mode, everything takes a little longer to kill. It actually throws a lot more things that you need to pay attention to into the whole experience. And I think that's a really, really good move. Because the game's sold. They don't need to worry about it anymore. This is just a really good consumer-friendly practice. Which is, they sold a fuck ton of units. Like, they would still sell tons of units. But, like, they didn't really need to do this. Like, maybe patching stuff once in a while. But honestly, they looked at their fans, the people who supported them, and they looked at their complaints and they said, okay, we can fix this. We'll fix this for you. And then that's what they did. And it was a really cool thing for them to do. It was just a good consumer practice, right? Like,
yeah, it was nice that they listened to people and took input and said, all right, we can make these changes.
Yeah, it wasn't like, you know, people complaining about bullshit, right? Like, it was legitimate concerns that people had that would have made the game funner. And they said, you're right, that would make the game funner. So that's what they did. They fixed it.
So a lot of people like to use the claim, like, I miss the old days where games were made. And to those people, I say, what if you don't like the game? you're stuck with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
In this circumstance, there were people that enjoyed it, but definitely found it easy and, tiring after a little while because it was just the same old, same old. And now, those people can come back to the game and experience new things.
And then not only
Patches
that, I mean,
always a horrible thing.
yeah, that's just in this patch, right? Like,
Yeah, that's
they've
just in
they've
this patch.
teased
It's-
new additional content like the dune buggies, bows, and a time trial mode. So they're
Mm-hmm.
still adding new things to the game, like and new regular in-game entities as well.
Yes, new enemies and special weapons and stuff like that planned
Yeah.
for further down the line.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like this. Like, I always 100% disagree with people that games were better before they could be patched. I agree that it's a system that's abused way too often, but the fact, like, post-release support is just phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but I remember reading a little while ago an article about a guy who owns a company, and he said it's nice to be able to just keep your team and not have to lay them off because they have a job.
Right.
Which, I mean, not only that, but like after it's not only nice because you don't have to lay people off, but when you now have a new game to make, you already have your team assembled. You can just switch them from the post-game release to the new game. It's better for the industry to be able to do that.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a huge difference between having to continuously patch a game because it came out broken, or patching new things into a game that came out that functioned and people enjoyed.
There's a difference between, say, anything made by Ubisoft and Minecraft. Right?
Pow! Eat a dick, Ubi!
Yeah. Or
But yeah,
DICE.
like...
Except for the
Or
Rayman
dice.
games, because those are
But,
amazing.
like, content patches are amazing things. Like, they're like, DLC is one thing, but a content patch, a patch that comes in and literally adds new things for free, who the fuck would ever complain about something like that?
Yeah,
or-
you've already bought the game and now you're getting more game for nothing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Plus, I mean, people pretend that games weren't super buggy before patches. But let's face it, there's a reason they can beat, like, Super Mario 64 with 0 stars, right? I mean, because all games have bugs, and the more complicated a game, the more likely something is to slip through, no matter how diligent they are.
Right.
So now, instead of buying a game, having a game-breaking bug, and then having to return it by mail so that they can send you a non-broken copy, which is something once in a while they had to do because the game couldn't be fixed, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it needed a patch.
Everything except for Drake and the 99 Dragons, which remains unpatchable and broken and uncompletable.
But I mean, it's like, obviously that's an extreme example, but I mean, let's face it, like, bugs slip through. Programming is not an easy thing to do.
I would say it's easy. I would say when you get to the scale of a game, it's less that it's not easy and more that
Okay.
there's just so much to keep in mind.
Right.
If you're programming,
And most guys that want to keep their job don't
calculator,
even give a
it's
fuck
easy.
about commenting so people can find things in the code. So
But yeah,
everybody is
like-
just lost.
But that's what I mean is like the complexity of games makes coding the game harder because you can't remember every single line of code, right? And it's like you're gonna break things by accident and then just not notice it until it's too late. And now they can fix that. It's not an issue anymore.
Yeah. Alright. Skip the... I lost my English
Good job.
there. Hey, how's it
Good
going?
job.
How's everybody doing? I speak English sometimes.
I speak American. It's justification for when I say Hungdergergen.
Sometimes I feel like you're trying to pretend to be Dutch.
Possibly.
Like your old man voice was just a racist Dutch caricature.
Hergadurgadurgan?
Jesus Christ.
How is that racist? If I have offended anyone by making funny noises out of my mouth with no specific intent behind them, I'm sorry.
It reminded me a lot of like the Swedish Chef or whatever.
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the go-to.
Stereotypical, I guess.
Alright, so NVIDIA is offering a new bundle for their GPUs, the 960s, the 970s, the 980s, as well as the any notebook made with the GTX 970 mobiles or higher GPUs from select sellers. I don't think it's every single card. But new bundles for all those where when you purchase them, you receive a free copy of The Witcher 3.
Yay!
Fuck me in the face for having bought a 970 and having the choice of Unity, fucking Far Cry 4 that I already owned, or whatever that damn racing one was.
No, the part that pisses me off is I just bought my card last week.
Yeah, you're a lot closer to the window than we were.
This shit happens to me every single fucking time. I remember buying a bigger hard drive for my Xbox, and then a Xbox for comparably the same price, a new version of the Xbox 360 with a hard drive that was bigger than the one I bought came out for like $60 more. That happened. I've done the same thing with Nintendo consoles. Like the new version comes out like a month after I buy it. It's like, fuck, I have the worst timing when it comes to...
Of course, I grabbed the Nintendo 3DS as soon as I could, and then a couple months later, they were like, we're cutting the price more than half. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. Then rebuild it.
I'm gonna buy... I'm gonna go SLI just so I can get The Witcher 3 for free.
Funds?
I'm gonna spend $500 on a video card so that I can get The Witcher 3 for free.
So yeah, if you're looking to pick up that bundle at all, you can find the details there on who sells it and how to get it. Qualifying sellers for the bundles include Amazon, Newegg, Micro Center, Tiger Direct, NCIX, as well as certain system builder outlets, AVA Direct, CyberPower PC, iBuyPower, Origin. Don't do that, jerk.
Oh, you put a kappa in there.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so, I mean, if you're looking to upgrade GPUs, I would probably suggest the 970 or 960 over the 980.
To be completely honest, it comes with the card, so as long as it's a certified distributor, regardless of the source, this is global.
Right.
It comes with, like right now, NVIDIA is selling 970s, 960s, 980s with The Witcher 3.
Yeah, so if you, it doesn't matter if you get like Gigabyte or EVGA or like MSI, your video card will have The Witcher 3. So
right, yeah, it's an NVIDIA-wide thing,
Yeah, so when worrying about brand, you should just really be worrying about the quality of the brands.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I got mine, the Ubisoft bundle with it was strictly through EVGA. I don't think that was an NVIDIA-wide thing.
No, I think it was NVIDIA.
I don't know. It might have been. They were the only ones I saw really advertising it.
It's really hard to actually say for certain because every single person that got a 970 anywhere near me was the EVGA cards. So I've only ever worked with an EVGA 970 as of yet.
Yeah.
It was NVIDIA. Asus had it. Yep. Actually, that's true.
Yeah, mine's Asus.
Asus.
Asus is the best god ever.
For the longest fucking time, everybody just called it Asus.
And then they came out and we were like, we're Asus.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Why?
Actually, EVGA is really EVGA.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to call it EVGA.
You're the first person in my life I've heard say that. So
really?
Yeah.
EVGA? That's how they refer to themselves. We are EVGA.
Yeah. I only ever called them EVGA.
Because everything was capped, so it was...
Yeah, exactly. I remember Microsoft was really mad when people started calling it the Xbone. They were like, God, that's so disrespectful. Like, why would you do that?
You shouldn't have whiffed the console, nerds.
Yeah, right.
I was like, maybe you should have named your console better, and then people wouldn't have done that.
It still becomes fun. PlayStation Mobile straight up shutting down.
Yep. Goodbye, PlayStation Mobile. You're dead. So PlayStation Mobile was the content distribution that they used for smaller like indie titles and Android titles on the Vita and Android. It's just fucking straight up gone. As of July 15th, they're specifically shutting down. So if you've got a Vita or an Android capable device to where you can get the PlayStation Mobile games, if you have anything on there or you want to get anything on there, get it now. Because after July 15th it's shut down, and after September 10th, anything you own you will not be able to re-download. It's just fucking gone.
Yeah, this is a interesting one to note because it shows you one of the problems with digital licenses. Is like if the company shuts down and there's no way to like get your licenses back, it could be a problem.
Right.
I mean,
like if Steam were ever just to completely shut down its servers, how would you authenticate your games to be able to play them?
Well, like there's your library, right? Your library is gone. Like most people have a lot of Steam games too.
I mean, that being said, you can update them to the point of being able to play them offline forever, maybe.
I mean, that's the thing is like, no, if you lose your hard drive or something, and that's it, you're done.
Pretty much,
yeah. Which is why you should probably just buy GOG forever.
GOG's best.
GOG is if I have the option, I'll usually go GOG. Because GOG will give you the Steam key, it will give you like your CD key, it will let you burn the game onto a disc. Like you can do.
It'll let you download an executable.
Yeah, you can download it on multiple computers. Like there's no limit.
Speaking of GOG, and we mentioned The Witcher 3 previously. If you guys really truly enjoy the work that CD Projekt Red puts out, all right. I would suggest buying The Witcher 3 from GOG specifically because it directly supports CD Projekt Red with no third party jumping in the way, such as Steam or any other platform that it's being sold on. GOG, it'll help both companies.
Yeah.
They're working together hand in hand for this, supporting the DRM free idea, and on top of that, you get a mass of exclusive things from GOG that are not like, you get this free outfit that no one else will ever be able to see. It's like you get free games from GOG by buying it. I believe you get Neverwinter Nights for free. You get access to a board game that they're going to be releasing, a beta board game. You get a calendar with the game.
I quite enjoy my Witcher 1 calendar.
Yeah.
But, like, the best place to buy it if you really support CD Projekt Red would be to go to GOG.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you have the option, you should always go GOG just because of how incredibly consumer friendly it is. Like, I like Steam, but GOG is just better.
DRM free, everything's patched to work on every fucking system that they can make it work.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, especially for older games because they pre-patch it to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to play like a really good example is the original Fallout. Like that game pretty much just won't fucking work without patching, but they do all the work for you. So you just have to download it. That's it. And then you have the game. And I mean, like, say you want to get your friend hyped for Witcher 3, you can, if you have The Witcher 2 or something on GOG, you can just give them the CD key and they can play it too. Everyone can play the same copy. Although, because I really like CD Projekt Red, I'd recommend each person buy their own copy to support them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not only that, but I mean, if you want to go ahead and get the whole experience, you can get Witcher 1 and Witcher 2 off of GOG, and so long as those are in your library, you're getting, what, a 15% discount on Witcher 3? for owning those two?
I actually think it's 20%.
Is it 20?
Let me actually look it up. It's right here.
Which is why I'm going to be getting a 20% discount.
Same here.
Yep, it's 20% if you have both. It's 15% if you have one or the other.
Right.
But they also, they have a whole bunch of like new indie titles on there. They're really famous for their old games.
I mean, it's slowly expanding more and more as they go along.
Absolutely. As they get bigger, right? Like now they have, I haven't used it yet, but they have basically an app like Steam that works directly on your desktop, which...
It's pretty good, actually.
Yeah, it works decently.
I mean, it definitely tightens everything up, right? So you have everything... Like, because that was always the best part about Steam, right? Like, your whole library is right there. You don't have to, dig through your start menu or anything.
Right.
So, now if that was your excuse, you don't have an excuse anymore because GOG has that.
Yeah.
They also give away free games, like, all the time. Nothing major, but...
Well, I got all of the original Fallout for free.
Yeah.
Even though I hated the shit out of those games, I got Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and Tactics, so I didn't pay a dime for them. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Free games are free.
Exactly. Alright, speaking of games, I love this next one. I love this next one so hard. This is the inevitably the penis portion of the cast.
Yep. This is so fucking good.
So, does everybody remember State of Decay? It was an Xbox 360 arcade title. I think it only came out on 360. I don't think it was on PC as well.
It came out to the PC after.
Right. So, State of Decay, the producers of that was Undead Labs. Now, for the Xbox One, they decided to do a Year 1 Survival Edition, this is the Year 1 release anniversary of it, so we're going to put out a 1080p Xbox One overhaul with all of the previous DLC for State of Decay put in it. Now, when they started up-resing all the textures, they noticed something funny in them. Now, when they were originally making State of Decay, they contracted out to a third party to help them with the textures. And that third party proceeded to hide penises in all of the textures they worked on. It's been described as them in every news outlet as a ridiculous amount of penis.
The funny thing is that the real humorous part about this, right? The above everything else of the fact that there are penises there is that the team that they contracted was so fucking good at it that they managed to hide all of this dick behind a cloak of low resolution.
Right, yeah. It's simply because the former textures were of a lower resolution that you're staring at dick all the time that you're playing that game and you have no idea about it. It's only until they up-resed it for 1080p that they're like, there's penis everywhere.
Yeah, I just like, if you read the article, there's somewhere where he's talking, and it's just like, I don't know, he's basically just chuckles about it. Like,
Jeffrey Card, the senior designer at Undead Labs, was quoted as saying, "Some of our contractors worked a ridiculous amount of genitalia into the background." Yeah, just that quote itself is beautiful.
That's what I mean, like you look at that quote, and he's clearly just finding it hilarious.
Well, the game's already out, so Microsoft.
Oh, absolutely.
You're not allowed to do this. It's already been done. They've already made the money from it. So at this point, they're probably like, we missed all of the dick.
It reminds me of like when people would splice pornography into a Disney film.
Oh yeah.
There was I can't remember what movie it is, but there's like one frame where it's like there's like porn happening in a window, and it was like, it's just, that's what it reminds me of. It's fucking hilarious. Oh, yeah. I like
Dildos on the castle.
I like that Microsoft is very clear. They're like, Undead Labs didn't do this, guys.
They were very particularly clear too. Microsoft was very particularly clear. They were like, this was not Undead Labs. This was the third party they contracted to work through. One of the third parties they contracted to work through to help push the release date and get this out on time. You will not be able to see this in the old version because it simply doesn't exist in the old version, and you will not be seeing it in the year 1 edition. We are making sure there is no penis left for you to see.
Unfortunately. There should be an Easter egg where they leave, like where you go into a certain terrain area, right, at a certain time of day, and a shadow hits a wall at just the right angle. They're just like, this is the penises that we had.
It's just a room full of all the old textures up-resed. So much dick on the wall.
The real, a question that I personally have, just because this is the type of person that I am, is how detailed are these penises are we talking about? Are we talking just like a little cock and balls, or are we talking like veins, pubic hair, and like super detailed dick and like a cloud?
Like a cloud. Yeah, that was the only thing I couldn't find after I found this article, was to see if anybody had posted examples of these textures in up-res.
I couldn't find any pictures. I think they specifically aren't going to allow for people to see any pictures.
Yeah, although, I mean, the only way they could really get them is if somebody in the dev team currently had access to the old library of textures up-res and uploaded them somewhere. I mean, it would take quite a bit to get those out onto the internet without somebody losing their job, basically.
Yeah.
Hey, if you've already lost your job, you should do it.
Yeah. If you work at Undead Labs and you're already knowing you're going to get fired, put those on the internet right now.
I don't know. I think regardless, somebody should martyr themselves, because it'd be worth it.
Fair enough.
Never get a job with a major developer again, but
oh god, no.
All right.
You want to roll on that one?
Sure.
Talk.
So Xbox Live features will be free for Windows 10. Essentially, Microsoft will be putting out the Xbox Live SDK for dev use in Windows 10. It will allow developers to create games for cross-compatible multiplayer between PC and Xbox, which is pretty big. People are upset about that because PC users are basically going to get Xbox Live for free, whereas Xbox One users and 360 users will still have to pay for multiplayer.
Well, yeah, I mean, what you're basically looking at here, and why people are upset, is because there will be cross-play. It'll be easier for them to go cross-play between the PC and the Xbox One for multiplayer usage. But, I mean, nobody on the PC end is going to pay a subscription to play multiplayer. But
exactly.
The Xbox users have to pay to play multiplayer. So that's why everybody's up in panties about that.
I couldn't care.
We know.
My entire standing on that is that it doesn't bother me even a little bit. It would have bothered me if Microsoft was like, yeah, you guys have to pay for these kinds of things too. I would have been like, fucking Windows 7 for another generation, you cunts.
Windows Live.
Well, and I feel like they would have pushed that if not for the fact that PC gaming has existed so long and multiplayer has basically always been free outside of like MMO subscription bases.
Yeah.
There's no way you could transition the PC gaming populace into a subscription base to just be able to play multiplayer. It would never fucking happen at this point.
Yeah,
That's
so
true.
I just think it's funny because, like, they tried to do this with the Xbox 360. And I remember there was two games that came out. I don't remember what the other one is, but one of them was Turok. And because they were like really hyping up their crossplay because games for Windows Live would allow you to do that, right? But I remember for like the 1 month that people played Turok, the PC gamers would just annihilate the console gamers because you can't beat mouse and keyboard with a controller. So, I mean,
to a degree, I've seen some really insane people with controllers. But
yeah, but they can't play Counter-Strike the way Counter-Strike players can. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, it's so, like, keyboard for aiming is just such a way higher tier.
I mean, with a mouse, you're getting exact precision control. You're not getting analog control.
Exactly.
You're getting digital input instead of analog.
Right.
and you can move faster, and you can adjust it to you, right? Like, I mean, like, you can spin around in a circle in like a tenth of a second, whereas on it, like, you just can't do that with an analog stick unless you want to be flailing all over the place.
Maybe. Yeah. You'll probably end up looking up in that spin, but...
Exactly, because it would make it too delicate, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think, like, console gamers will never be able to play up to that par, you know, competitively.
It's Twitch gaming versus analog.
Basically.
Yeah. I mean, none of this really. It would have only ever been something I really cared to discuss if it was that Microsoft was trying to
actually force a subscription on us for doing multiplayer. Yeah, that would have been a much bigger deal.
This is just kind of expected to me, so I don't really. And if anyone's up in arms about it, fucking dude, your consoles are gonna die out within this decade. So
I was just surprised because like they abandoned games for Windows Live, and then like they're just trying. Yeah, but what I'm saying is they're just trying to do that again, right?
Yeah, they basically promised that with the death of games for Windows, anyways.
People are once again going to reject it because they don't want to go through multiple fucking. Like apps, it's like the Uplay app, right? Like people don't want to go through 4 fucking apps just so that they can play their game.
So
and that's what Games for Windows Live was. I mean, me and Nate when we played Resident Evil 5 together, like that was fucking ridiculous trying to get that working.
Yeah.
So I don't think people are gonna want it.
Basically. Skip over that next one for right now. Let's actually go towards the last one because that's one of the more interesting at the moment.
Sure. So the BBC will be giving away 1 million coding devices to British school children. It's something. A quote from the Director General of the BBC is this. Holy fuck, wording. All right.
I was going to say.
Anyways, Tony Hall, the Director General of the BBC, is quoted as saying, "This is exactly what the BBC is all about. Bringing the industry together on an unprecedented scale and making a difference to millions." The whole idea is that Britain will need 1.4 million new professionals like in the software development in 5 years, and they currently are not ready to do that. So basically it's an incentive program, and it will also include a 9-week training program for 5,000 young employed people. Yeah, I mean, it's essentially just a training program to get kids, I think it's like grade 9 or something, into the tech industry and start like coding and even just the engineering part, all that stuff.
Good.
Yeah, it's very interesting that they're making this push. Like, they see the numbers and they realize they don't have the tech industry professionals within their country, so they're making a push to try and get more people interested to have more of those professionals in the future.
Yeah. I mean, that being said, the BBC is essentially run the same way PBS is in the States. Like, it's a government-run station. Like, the BBC is owned by the government. So it's essentially a government program, you could look at it as. But that's really good, right? Like, it's really cool that this is something that they're doing. I mean, like...
They're putting a shit ton of promotion behind it, too.
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a whole season of television that's going to be used to promote the digital industry. It will include a program on the making of Grand Theft Auto. And just, like, how they, it'll be less like you're used to, where it's like, oh, yeah, the struggles and look at this person, and more like the technical aspects of developing Grand Theft Auto, which, I mean, is a really interesting thing, right? I mean, that's something that will definitely help promote more people getting an education within, the software and hardware industries, I think.
Yeah, it'll be digital programming to see how not to put out DLC for your game that's not broken.
I mean, the only thing I could really kind of throw into this is that, is there a negative? There's really nothing about this that.
Oh, there's no negative. It's a really good step in the right direction. Like, it's exactly what more people in more countries need to start doing.
Thanks. I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
Posting link in chat. Sorry about the yawn. That was very unprofessional. Penis. All right.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really a negative to it. Just kind of interesting the fact that a country is willing to make this big of a push to get it done. Because I don't think I've ever seen anything like this applicable in the U.S. or anywhere else.
Oh, yeah, like, so many countries just, like, him and haw about it, right? They're like, I mean, they'll probably just figure it out, and then they don't have any incentives. But, like, for the BBC to actually give away 1 million coding devices, like, it's not just, like, a training program. Like, that's a lot of money spent on hardware to get these kids interested and get them going.
Yeah.
I mean, the 9-week training program for 5,000 young unemployed people is a really good program too, right? I mean, like, not only will it essentially be able to give them a job, but it'll give them a job in a rapidly expanding industry. Like, one of the very few ones that is getting huge growth in the employment sector. So that's super cool too.
Yep.
Wow. I just realized something. You, Nate had mentioned that, about where the movement, the push forward in terms of tech is.
Right.
You had said that. The three literal biggest powerhouses in the tech industry are in California.
It's no surprise.
It's NVIDIA, it's NVIDIA, Intel, and AMD.
Mm-hmm.
So that's visual computing. That's the chipsets for processors. That is literally the biggest element of the tech field is literally in one.
Mm-hmm.
California controls most of the computing industry.
What is this?
No idea.
Hey, what do you know?
It's the whole Silicon Valley capitalization that California has kind of always had. There's parts of it that have moved to different places. We have some. Oh,
cool! We're getting people.
Yep. We have some pretty major names here in Arizona that kind of filtered in from California, but the majority of it is all in California.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, Silicon Valley controls pretty much all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why. I'm pretty sure that's why the only reason anybody still lives in San Francisco.
That's the only reason.
Technology.
Fuck your food carts. Fuck your Chinese food and everything else. Fuck your ramen houses.
Because I know Google has its own busing system, essentially, to get its employees to and from San Francisco.
Nah. So back on the topic of games, we talked about Battlefield Hardline being pushed back to the March 17th release date, which is tomorrow, formerly of October 21st. So that's multi-platform, right? And as far as the PC goes, everything is perfectly fine. But as far as Xbox One and the PS4 go, you will not be seeing 1080p on those consoles. You'll be getting kind of close on the PS4. PS4, they said, will be running at 900p, and the Xbox One is 1600 by 900, and the one will be running at 720p. So they've cut down resolutions in sake of 60 FPS, but
This is unacceptable.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry. Look, when
I
these
agree.
systems were announced, like the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, who gives a shit about the Wii U? When those were announced, like they were like 4K ready, big games, lots of graphics, innovation, and we have yet to see a fucking game to come out in 1080p 60.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let
No.
alone what the fuck 4K. Good fucking luck with that, Microsoft and Sony.
Yeah, I mean, not only that, but like, it's not even like Battlefield Hardline is like super brand new tech. Like, it's just the Battlefield 4 engine. Like, it looks like Battlefield 4, so they should know that.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not a PC master race discussion. It's just the discussion of the hard facts of numbers and the hardware.
Well, it's also
The hardware is
discussion of-
unimpressive for a new gen system, and they're not hitting the numbers that they promised. If you're not hitting the numbers that you promised us, then eat dick.
Yeah, like that's the biggest problem. The biggest problem isn't that they can't hit PC numbers; is that they promised that they could.
Right.
I mean, so anybody who bought the system specifically with the idea that, like, oh yeah, I'm going to play 1080p, 60 frames per second, all these really beautiful games, and they can't. They can't do it. Final Fantasy 15 can't even rank 30 frames per second at 1080p. Like,
Right.
And companies, big companies, have already made announcements saying that we have capped out the resources that are available on these systems.
yeah.
In the middle of 2014, okay, in the middle of 2014, CD Projekt came out and said, we don't have anything else. We literally cannot do anything else with the PlayStation 4.
Which
And
I've
the
never heard a
PlayStation
company
4
say about any generation of consoles. Like, not as early as they're saying they capped everything out.
No, because,
within a year of release.
yeah.
And they're like, we don't have any more room. We
Yeah.
have to-
Because look at like the Xbox 360 and the PS3. Like, it wasn't until like 3 or 4 years later that they really figured out that hardware, and they were really
Right.
like the release for the PS3 and Xbox 360, like, they look like garbage compared to later games. But that was because they were able to figure out the tech, right? But like, nobody at the beginning said this is the best it'll ever get. Like, so for CD Projekt Red to say, like, good luck, guys, like, there's nothing better we can do. Like, maybe John Carmack can come be a super genius again from the heavens and save something, but I mean, it Tech 6.
like,
you know,
these systems when they came out, like, let's put this in perspective in terms of when we compare last generation to this generation, right? When the PlayStation 3 came out, the cell architecture that they used for the CPU was top of the line. When it
stellar.
came out, there were people that were like, how did you come up with this type of mentality? Like, legit engineers that have been doing this for a long time, like Intel and AMD, were like, this is actually exceptional. It was stomped out within that quarter.
Yeah.
Yes. But when it released, it was legit innovation. This generation of systems, when they released, they were already blown out of the water by things of the same price tag.
Yeah.
So and this isn't a matter of, like, you know, PC Master Race or anything like that. It's just the cold hard facts of these systems are not gonna cut it. They are not going to cut it for an entire generation of gaming.
Like, I think people get confused sometimes, but like, when Spike sits there complaining about the new systems, it's not because he's, you know, PC Master Race. It's not. I mean, I feel the same way. Like, it's not the idea that it's just like, oh man, I own a PC. Like, why would I ever buy a console? Because blah blah blah. It's because
especially when he's even said of you know, you would buy an older generation, the last generation console to be able to stream some of the games on them.
Exactly. Like he's not against.
Yeah.
Like, nobody here is against console gaming.
No.
It's just that if these systems had come out 4 years ago, they would be technically impressive systems.
Yeah.
And they would have lasted.
Oh, absolutely.
But as it is right now...
Well, I mean, I remember when they first announced the Xbox One, it was like 512 megabytes of RAM. Or something like that. Like, it was...
What do you mean?
VRAM on the video card or whatever.
For the Xbox One?
Yeah. It was something really bad.
It is because I hate everything like that. That's insane.
And the processors were really terrible.
Oh, God.
Like, the processors are atrocious. For like half the price of an Xbox One or a PS4, you can buy a way better processor and stick it in a computer.
You realize that the processors inside those machines... All right, here's the thing. All right, technical engineering know-how right now. The CPUs inside of the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, they were boosted for 8 cores, right?
Right.
Okay? So, an 8-core processor, which means it's an AMD-based processor because Intel does not make 8-core processors at that low of a price tag, right? This is a 8-core AMD processor that's certified for low voltage, low wattage, low TDP, which means by the basis of physics itself, this thing can't do fuck all. Its single-threaded performance is stupidly low because the cores are fucking tiny. All right, this thing's only drawing like maybe 40 watts, which AMD's normal 8-core processors push like 200. This thing is literally a netbook-styled processor in a consumer-grade gaming system.
Yeah. So looking it up right here, like the PS4 CPU remained clocked at 1.6 gigahertz.
Yeah, it's... I don't know. The technological leap from the PS2 to the PS3 and the PS3 to the PS4, or even inversely the same thing with the Xbox, if you were to break them down into percentages, it's such a lower percentage from the last gen to the current gen.
The PS2 to the PS3, like that generation, was that like the 6th to the 7th generation of consoles, was a phenomenal jump. It was a very impressive jump.
When it came out, it was on par with high-end gaming PCs at the time.
Yeah.
Well, and that was the thing that people touted so much, right? Is like, oh my god, we can now play like PC quality stuff, right?
Right.
And it was just for them to this is so fucking lazy this time, right? I mean,
the reason why I understand, like, from a business perspective, the reason why I understand it,
right? Because
the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 were so innovative that they were selling at huge net losses. Yeah. I get that. Sony actually lost a fuck ton of money during the entire span of the PlayStation 3. And it wasn't until like the last 2 or 3 years of it they actually started to make a profit off of it. And I get that, Sony. I get it. I understand why you decided to go with this decision of a cheap system that you could sell at a profit and you can make up for the losses of the PlayStation 3. It's not acceptable, but I understand the method behind it.
Right. Because I disagree, because if you're going to go that route, you might as well have done what the Wii U did, which is an actually cheap system. You know what I mean? like if you want to, like, that's what I mean. Like, if you're going to go cheap parts for a cheap system, it might as well be cheap for the consumer too.
But that wouldn't have been acceptable. Like,
well, then
the thing
I don't
is,
give a shit.
You see what I'm saying, though, is that right now with what the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One are, they are acceptable to those that don't know what they're talking about, right? To people, like, to anyone else that doesn't have like experience in this kind of field, they would see, okay, 8-core processor, 8 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte hard drive, cool. This sounds like great stuff, right? If they had made cheaper systems, people would have been like, I have a dual core on my phone.
Basically.
So it's, I mean, for Nintendo can get away with it because they can get away with fucking anything because they're Japan. But
Because they're the Apple of video games.
Because they're the Apple of
but
video
companies
games.
like Microsoft and Sony, if Microsoft had released a system that had like a dual core or a quad core processor, people would have been like, "Fuck that! No, that is unacceptable," and no one would have bought it.
Yeah.
Except, like, quad core
That's
doesn't necessarily mean...
That's what I'm trying to say.
But that, yeah, I mean, because, like, hyper-threading and stuff, right? Like...
Well, yeah, but AMD doesn't support hyper-threading. But you know what I mean, is like, if it was a quad-core processor, people would have been like, quad-core has been out forever, 4 cores isn't shit, my phone has a quad-core processor, type of thing. You know? They would have complained because of the number, not the actual performance of the system.
Right.
If it was a quad-core processor, it probably would have been fucking better. Get that.
Probably. Well, also because of just, like... you know, efficiencies when it comes to utilizing processors, right? That's the funny thing about, a little bit off topic, but that's the funny thing about quad-core processors in your phone, is it doesn't fucking matter, because they never use the other processors. It uses your first processor, and that's it. Like, phones are so unoptimized for having multiple processors, because no programs use, like, the
on a mobile
philosophy
basis,
of... Yeah, exactly. So if don't worry about how many cores your fucking phone has. Off topic, but important to know. I mean, and it's an important subject anyways, because like when it comes to gaming and stuff, it especially like PC gaming still doesn't fully utilize like it doesn't matter how many cores you have if your PC is not using them all, right? Which is why like I'm not an expert or anything, but it's the reason why having 4 cores with hyper-threading to like simulate 8 cores is actually better than...
I mean, I'm totally lying, Derpy, I guess, if you want to say that. Because where do I validate lying, you turd?
Alright. So yeah, I was going to briefly mention some of the BAFTA winners just because they blew my mind. Quite specifically, Far Cry 4 won the BAFTA award for music. What?
Far Cry 4's music... Or are you kidding? Far Cry 4 music was exceptional!
I played through Far Cry 4 and I couldn't pick out a single bit of... I couldn't pick out a moment to where I actually remember the music happening.
Okay,
They had Tuvan throat singing. Harmonics and Tuvan throat singing.
Ooh, wow.
Okay,
Was it memorable? Apparently not, because I don't remember hearing music in Far Cry 4.
I've watched Nate play that game a ton, and I don't remember a single piece of music in that game.
Exactly.
Like there was nothing where I said, "Oh my god, that will stick with me forever." Like there's games where I can remember the music intimately, but it's like that game I just couldn't. Like, there's nothing about that. I think it's interesting that they put like a traditional type of like Eastern music in there. Like throat singing, you never hear anywhere. I get that, but I can't remember it.
Yeah. I can remember every bit of music out of Shovel Knight because fucking Jake Kaufman is amazing.
Yeah, like I don't
Shut up
think
in Shovel Knight.
I don't
care
think
if it's
Shovel Knight
outside
should
of
have
the
won either, but
Fuck you. Fuck you, Andrew.
I don't know. Music for me is different. I could appreciate Far Cry 4's music library. There's nothing really like huge or exceptional about it. But actually, wait. Have you listened to any of the music in the vehicles?
Yeah.
Because that was a little more, music oriented than ambience. But
I don't know. Like I think like when I first.
I actually started a debate with this stupid thing. Get your Q&As ready, people.
Because sometimes sometimes when I listen to like game music, like it just sticks with me. Like the first time I played Journey.
can
like,
we discuss?
What?
Wait, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, just the first time I played Journey, like the music was so powerful. Like it's just like you welled with emotion. Like that was most of the game right there. Was just how well that music was made. Like the composer, phenomenal. Did phenomenal.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I was just tuning out the ambience to it. Maybe I need to actually go back and listen to the soundtrack for Far Cry 4.
Or anything by John Williams.
Can we discuss Turtle Beach? They're bad, a waste of money, overpriced, and you should never buy them.
Okay, so you should probably recommend something after you get
Anything that's not a headset.
What?
Literally anything that's not a headset, and you'll be
just
better off.
headphones.
Yes.
No,
Like
you mean just
both,
actual
or-
headphones, yeah.
Yeah.
The California headphones, they're $30. They're made out of solid steel and real leather.
Ooh, leather.
That's pretty cool.
Sennheiser HD 419s, they're $45. They're what I'm wearing. They're decent. They're pretty flat frequency response. That's another option. You can go with the Superlux 681Bs. They're $35. They are audiophile friendly.
Fucking funny.
Yeah, that's pretty
Oh, you're
cool.
wearing Turtle Beach?
Mhm.
Yeah. I bought them when I didn't know anything about anything, man.
Well, I saw the green on the side, so I thought it was the what are they called? Afterglow
Oh, yeah.
headphones. The I don't know what they're called.
I mean, if you need them specifically as a headset for console gaming, they're better than the cheap pack-ins that they give you with the consoles.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's why I bought my Turtle Beaches, was specifically
That's
for
fine.
use with the Xbox
I bought
360.
mine too.
I thought we were
Yeah.
just talking about headphones in general, but even then, with the newer systems, they support USB connections and USB microphones. So
Yeah.
you fucking
Yeah.
get something like a Snowball, it's $50, and then get a pair of $30 headphones, and you have better quality on both sides, and you're not spending over $100.
Right.
How about the fact that the best game from BAFTA was Destiny?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that was
The game of the year was Destiny.
that was my WTF moment.
Destiny?
the game whose story is entirely online.
Best game.
Destiny up against Alien Isolation, Dragon Age Inquisition,
Over Shadow of Mordor?
over Shadow of
Yep.
Mordor.
I mean, Shadow of Mordor was a short game, but come the fuck on. Destiny?
Yeah.
Wow.
Destiny was the most phenomenal game ever made.
And the funny thing is, before that game came out, there were a bunch of people that came to my channel and were like, "Oh, you're gonna get Destiny? Destiny looks amazing." And I was just like, "No, it's fucking Bungie. It's gonna be crap." It's fucking what? It was crap.
I like specifically that it won a Game of the Year and it didn't win multiplayer. So Destiny is way more focused on the single player aspect of the multiplayer game. Couldn't even beat out Hearthstone.
Hearthstone's fucking amazing, though. That is.
It's Hearthstone's okay.
They're
They're very simple.
I don't know. I really like what Hearthstone did in terms of like UI. Like that's how you should make card games from now on the computer. Like the next Magic game should definitely take cues from that because they definitely figured out how it should work.
Game Guru, shut up. Fucking telling people do things, you turd. Dirty Socks, you keep asking me about the OBS configuration. It's a little imposing, but I sent you a private message on Twitch. If you want to check that out, let me know what you think of that. If you want me to just kind of explain to you settings really briefly, I can do that. I did that on my cast as well when you were there. Essentially what Dirty Sock is asking is optimizations for things like resolution, bitrate, frame rate as a caster.
Right.
What is a good algorithm to utilize? GamePit, or not GamePit, Guru here, Game Guru. He does whatever he wants. It's totally fine. I mean, this is a tool, okay? Like this is a tool for casters to utilize, for casters to understand how the numbers work, where the numbers are applied, etc. This isn't me saying, "Hey, slut, fucking do what I tell you. If you don't, you're an idiot." Except for Game Guru, because I love his face, and I'm going to say that to him because.
You want to hear all our opinions on it? But honestly, Spike taught me a lot of what I now know about OBS. Like, I didn't really understand how, like, resolutions dealt with pixelation and things like that. Like, I mean, Spike taught me a lot of that stuff. So if Spike's telling you, then you should definitely trust his opinion on it because he knows what he's talking about. And like, if you look at his channel, like his channel looks really good, and he has no problems with people not being able to watch it because the bit rate's too high.
That's not true.
Yeah, that's not true at all.
Yeah.
Well, because all right,
they come in with buffering issues.
So me and Spike, for the most part, except for when he's moving things around and testing new things, we cast at the same thing, and I believe you do now as well, Greg. 540p, 60 FPS. I do 2500 bit rate. Spike does. You do 2500.
But it's important to note that that's resolution downscale.
Yeah.
You're starting at 1080p and you're downscaling it to 540p.
Yeah, and like if you look at your settings, it'll say like underneath like your resolution, it has like the resolution downscale or whatever, and that's the one you put at 540p.
If you want a recommendation, I can tell you 2 specific setups to have a quality cast while being under a 2000 bit rate threshold. Being under 2000 with your bit rate means that you open yourself up to the widest possible range of audience whilst having a very good quality cast in terms of the data transfer. Mm-hmm. The reason why it's that way is because ISPs usually around the world usually pick a standard of 2 megabits. Once information, regardless of the data stream it is, once the information goes above 2 megabits, they like to kind of press that down to about 2 megabits, just for congestion reasons and because they're lazy fucks. So the best option for a caster is to cast it about, unless you're partnered. If you're partnered, fucking all the way up. But if you're not partnered, 2000 is about the best point, because then mostly everyone can watch it, unless they're just, I can't say Kansas because they have Google Fiber now. But, you know, unless they just don't have that option available, at which case, this is going to sound really mean, but at which case there's no point in trying to sacrifice quality for the minority.
Right.
All right. Now, again, that sounds really rude because a lot of people are like, I want to open up my cast to everyone. Everyone's free to watch. But unfortunately, you're not going to be able to have that environment. Even until you get partnership, you're basically going to run into that kind of issue regardless.
Yeah, honestly, for a while, I constantly tried to accommodate people. But it just doesn't work. Like, eventually, your cast would look like garbage after. I mean, because you're going to find there's always going to be people with super slow internet. So until you get partnered or Twitch suddenly becomes magic and now everyone has quality options.
That probably won't happen.
Exactly. It won't
happen, but yeah.
It won't happen, which is what I mean, is like, not everybody will be able to watch your cast until you get partnered. That's it. That's how it works.
Yeah.
So if you want numbers, I'll give you this really quick. So if anyone wants to write this down or maybe put it in... How what?
I said, or until everybody moves to Kansas.
Seems true. Who does your graphics consider GamePit? GamePit.
Me. Anything that is art or art related, according to me, is me. I have a degree in game art and design. I've been drawing my whole life. Me.
Nate does... he's done my overlay. He's done...
I'm doing things for Spike. I've done a lot of things for a lot of different casters at this point.
He's done a lot of artwork. He's excellent at it. He's really good at listening to you and what you want him to do. So if you do need something...
I want to interject right here because this is something that needs to be shut down quick. Not quite nerds, good sir. Regardless of what other platforms exist out there in terms of streaming services, Twitch is the apex. If anyone offers assets or usefulness that is outside of what Twitch offers, it is simply because of the scale. Hotbox allows for an uncapped ingest, but Hotbox never has more than 1,000 people casting at any given time. Twitch has well over 100,000 people casting at any given time. It's simply because of the mathematical fact that Twitch could not support 100,000 people casting at 6,000 bit rate and have anyone be able to watch.
Right.
So any service, Beam, Hotbox, Live Gaming, Gaming Live, freaking Ustream, which still exists, any one of those services will not surpass Twitch as a viable platform, and just at all. Like, sure, cool. You can stream there. If you want to do it as a casual thing, do it. You have more options there. Yeah. If you want to do this and get anywhere with some kind of success with it, to utilize it as a platform for a career, for networking or anything like that, Twitch is really the best platform for gaming.
Ever since the Justin TV days, like, the engineers for Twitch are really good at what they do. Like, they're not perfect. They do make mistakes, but they do have the architecture down in order to provide a very viable service that's easy for anybody to use.
Yeah. It's not without its growing pains, for sure. But
it's not, but it's not like they're idiots, right? It's not like they don't understand what Hitbox is doing.
Right.
Like, it's just that they can't do it.
Exactly. It's because of the scale.
Yeah, like I said, like, obviously they're not, super geniuses, but they're not stupid either. They look at their competition, right? They're gonna, if somebody's doing something better, they're gonna look at it and they're gonna copy it, because that's what you do.
Yeah.
If they ever get to that kind of point, because some of those things aren't really accessible. Like, Hotbox is transcoding for everyone. Twitch wouldn't be able to do that. And the reason why Twitch wouldn't be able to do that is because you're emulating, when you put transcoding on a cast, you are emulating that cast however many times there is a transcoding option. You're essentially taking one stream. Say you cast at 720p, all right? You're taking one stream and then you're multiplying that same stream 5 times on the network, right, in order to supply every single quality option. Which means 100,000 casters at any given time with transcoding suddenly transfers that number to well over 500,000 people on the network at any given time, just by adding transcoding.
Yeah, that's why they can't add quality options. I mean,
which is why they limit it to partners.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
I've avoided this for a little bit, but I want to get it out really, really quick. The numbers that I would suggest for a non-partnered caster would be one of 2 options. It would be 1088 by 612 for the resolution. All right, 30 FPS at 2000 bit rate. All right, I would suggest that for a high resolution option. Okay. Another option is 8. What is the resolution for 480? 854 by 480 at 60 FPS with 2000 bit rate.
Right.
Those are if you want a high frame rate at 2000 bit rate, then you want to have 480p 60 FPS, and you will have a really, really clean image. The thing is, a lot of people are all like, 480p is horrible. 480p is lower resolution, yes, but with the cap on ingest, with the limit to the amount of bitrate that a caster can use as being 3500, resolution is no longer the applicable way to describe quality.
Right.
You need to look at how the pixels are being treated in that quality. So a lot of people say that, like, they want their cast to be 1080p. In order to do 1080p, you want well over 5,000 bit rate just for 30 FPS. And you need to double that for 1080p 60. We being rated
Ninja, you go.
By just Ninja.
Must have finished up his ass. Camper sometimes. At the end of the cast, we talk about specifically who we are and what we do. The long and short of it is we are all variety casters here on Twitch. We play video games, Spike daily, me kind of Gray basically has a set schedule when he's not dying.
Yeah, when I'm not dying, I have a mostly set schedule.
Sorry that I didn't address that, Camper. I saw the actual question. I don't know if you're still here, but there was a backlog of things that was being
yeah, we were trying to process through them.
Yeah, so sorry.
Yeah.
But there's your numbers: 840p, 60 FPS, and then 612i, 612p, which is 1088 by 612, 2000, 30 FPS. All right, those are my two suggestions for non-partners. If you want resolution, you have an option. If you want frame rate, you have an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if anyone wants something that's super in depth, just tell me, and then I'll send you a private message that has a fuck ton of information, and you can go from there. But right now, it would take like an hour to cover it. So
Yeah.
I'd say if you want examples of why, as a non-partner, you shouldn't try and do 1080p, just look at like a bunch of non-partner channels, and eventually you'll find the ones that are partnered because they'll be super pixelated.
I mean, depending on the settings they're using, the settings we use are based on pixel density, and the reason that matters is when you're in fluid motion in most games, especially first-person shooters where you're turning a lot, if you're casting at a specific resolution at a lower bitrate than if you're casting at a higher resolution than your bitrate can handle, when you start to move, like things might look fine as you're not moving, but when you start to move, you'll start to see the pixelation and all of the artifacting.
Yeah,
it can't transfer the information fast enough.
Yeah.
There's not enough data there to fill it.
That's why we do what we do, and like go back, and I think even during my Far Cry 4 streams, I was using, well, not specifically your information. I think it was the old information before I integrated 60 FPS into things. But you'll see as I turn, you won't see as much pixelation as you would kind of expect watching somebody who's casting like 720p 2000.
Yeah,
there's also
have to go back for me.
indiscrepancies. there's indiscrepancies along with the algorithm as well, because it's not perfect.
Right.
I'm going to be outright and say that it's not perfect. It's based on a science. It's based on a science that's been in the video production industry for a very long time. So there's fact there, but streaming is different than streaming like we do is different than just normal video production. And the reason why is there's a lot of different games. There's a lot of different texture resolutions, bloom, lighting options, shadows, pixel density within the game itself, etc., etc., etc. If you want a real good example of how the numbers make sense but also don't work, if you're playing a game where there is a lot of foliage, all right? A lot of foliage. It doesn't matter how precise your bitrate is, that foliage is not going to be crystal clear.
Right.
And that's just because it's too much information. So the numbers still need to be played with, and if anyone wants the information, I'll send it to you via PM, and then you can cook up with whatever you get with it. Maybe send back any feedback. I'm always willing to check out feedback, to test out new settings, because that's what I do. Just at any given time, I have a moment to look at it and constantly thinking about this. And the reason why I'm thinking about it is because it's a resource that smaller casters need now.
It is. It's important.
It's just because you're in a market on Twitch where low quality is unacceptable. Twitch now is what YouTube was like 2 or 3 years ago, where when you entered into YouTube, if you were sub 720p, no one gave a shit.
Pretty much, yeah.
720p had become a standard to the point where, and like not even like, just 720p normal, but like no black boxes, actual fit to the screen, good quality videos were the norm. And if you had done anything other than that, unless you were like absolutely hilarious, made something that was viral, or did animation, no one cared.
Yeah.
No one cared about your existence. And Twitch has gotten to that stage where subpar quality is just unacceptable.
That being said, I've seen people blow up with subpar quality streams just because they're big enough personalities.
I mean, again, here's the thing. It's going to happen. It's a volatile market. That's just how the market will work. But the point I'm saying is, the point I'm trying to get at is that if you go into casting and you don't have some kind of quality to it,
right?
It doesn't have to be 720p 60. It doesn't have to be 1080p. It just if you're clear, right? If you're audible, and people can see what is going on without everything turning into mush, then you're somewhere. Like myself, I don't cast at 720p. I cast sub below HD. And I have never had a single person come into my channel and be like, wow, your cast looks like crap. Everyone seems to think that it looks either really good or better than most people that are my size or around that range.
Yeah.
So resolution is not the only factor, and it's just, does it look clear? Are you audible? Why are you giggling so much?
Because that's what I do. Don't worry about
Drugs.
it. Shut your mouth.
You talking about drugs? Cocaine?
Cocaine.
Cocaine?
Sakes.
Jesus Christ. That's all I can ever think now. Like, whenever, like, even in a movie or something, and they do, like, cocaine, I'm like, cocaine.
Well, I only hear it like 75,000 times a goddamn day anyways, so...
Of course. Because somebody fucking won't stop stocking up.
Also, previously, Wheat Thin Sue, thank you for the follow. Demon Sword Lord Pie? Sure. Thank you for the follow. Do be sure if you are bothering with following me, you definitely check out our guests here as well. Supergrey38, SpikeSethenTV. If there are no more questions, we will be ending right here. About the division, don't care.
I'll care when I actually know what it's about, and it's not just a series of teaser trailers.
It's Ubisoft.
It's Ubisoft. It'll come out broken. They'll patch it for a year, it'll still be broken.
You'll have to climb towers to unlock the map.
Pretty much.
What
did you ask a question like Mac?
What did we say?
Denied. It's actually because Spike hates everything.
Because we're not caring about the division, probably.
Oh, yeah, don't care. Get to the chopper, have a great night, everyone. That's the wrong butt touch. What do you think of Overwatch? That's the Valve thing, right?
Yeah, it's like the Valve arena shooter.
Is it Valve, or is that Blizzard?
Blizzard. Yeah.
It's Blizzard, yeah. What do I think of it? I think
I know nothing about it because
there's nothing really big for it for me. It looks very TF2, but
I think that's
more.
the
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we're in a market that's oversaturated by first-person shooters, and giving me Blizzard content in a first-person shooter.
Yeah, I just.
Like,
I get fatigued when it comes to, yeah, I don't know. When it comes to multiplayer shooters now, I have so much, like, fatigue just from how many there are. I don't even bother keeping track anymore.
Basically, yeah. It's like, if something comes out and post-release, a lot of people are talking about it. Like, a lot of people post-release a couple months down the road are still talking about it. I might bother with thinking about looking at it at that point, because then, like, apparently there's a community behind it, and it's strong enough to have kept that community.
Battleborn. That's the only thing I'm finding on Battleborn would be Gearbox 2K.
The Battleborn does look pretty interesting in the sense that it looks like a really fun co-op game.
Developed by the teams that critically acclaimed hybrid role-player shooting, Borderlands 2's ambitious fusion genres, kind of high size
MOBA elements, I'm already out.
It's just a series of marketing terms. Like, that's...
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
But honestly, like, from the gameplay I watched, it looks really fun to... Like, it will be really fun to play. But it's a game that I will pretty much only play with other people. I think it's going to be one of those games.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, sirs. Gearbox is an interesting company to me. I have a love-hate relationship with them because they make the same fucking thing over and over and over again.
You remember when they used to make Band of Brothers? Or whatever it's called? Brothers in Arms?
Let's say Brothers in Arms, I believe. Band of Brothers was television.
I'm aware. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
Everything's got the same fucking name. Like,
So, from what I've looked at the UI of Battleborn, just this brief kind of glimpsey look of the UI, the first thing that comes to my mind is, oh, look, an arena Borderlands. Do you get only one ability, too? Fucking finger twirl. I'm so tired of that. I'm so tired. Like, Borderlands could be so much more fun if it was more than one fucking ability. Oh, but we have 7 different classes. One ability each, and a bunch of passives. Who the fuck cares? So tired of that. Gearbox, come on. You fucking literally copy-paste projects. Copy-paste projects that aren't even fucking good copy-paste projects. At least Call of Duty comes out once a fucking year. Jesus Christ, I had to wait 3 years for the pre-sequel.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's the same thing!
I like the pre-sequel.
Except with a little more Australian in it.
Yeah, I mean...
Except with a little more Australian.
Well, it is.
It is, yeah.
I actually know an Aussie person, an Aussie individual, liver of the Aussie, and he was like, you basically have to be Australian to understand like 30% of this humor.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2012, the pre-sequel was, what, late 2014? So 2 years.
Yeah.
So that's that.
At least they didn't call it Borderlands 3. Considering it was essentially an expansion pack.
Yeah.
And it was actually a worse port, too.
Yeah.
Like, they removed a lot of the good features and the performance was a little unoptimized.
And keep the engine, knock down some of the optimization, change gravity coefficients here and there so you jump higher. Yeah.
The Order failed so hard.
Oh, yeah.
Bad games. Played it at PAX, it's pretty cool. Battleborn? Someone is a little salty. I don't like companies that stagnate.
Yeah.
Do you know what the best part about when he said the Order failed so bad was? I had actually forgotten what the Order was already.
Yeah.
I had to refresh myself kind of quickly.
It took me like a minute to like, what the fuck is the Order? What game came out recently called the Order? That's how much it failed. Is like, it failed to even be a notoriously bad game. Like, it's just the most forgettable thing.
It pretty much was just a mediocre experience. A mediocre, one-time, less than 10-hour experience that cost $60 and was only on one platform.
And nobody will ever play again.
Probably.
Who made that game? Unimportant, but still, who made it?
Ready at Dawn. Under Sony
said,
Computer Entertainment Publishing.
The Order, I would like to see a sequel in the sense that sometimes the original game sucks balls, but then they realize what they did wrong, and then they make a really good sequel.
Alright, they're not going to make a good sequel. They're not.
They might.
They never will.
They made all the money, so they'll make a sequel.
They made God of War.
They made the Wii port of Okami that nobody really cared about.
But Okami was so good.
Okami was good originally,
They did the port.
Yeah.
They made Call of Duty, or not Call of Duty, God of War, also shit. Both of them are shit.
Chains of Olympus and Ghost of Sparta.
It was so bad.
God of War was, I don't know. God of War was pre-stick QTEs and everything.
What do you think the futures of MMOs is? Is it still World of Warcraft, or the whole genre is dead?
The genre.
World of Warcraft is dead. It's what do I think? All right,
maybe I mean, that's still where the numbers are, right?
Yeah, but it's a shit fucking game. It's basically turned into fucking Farmville paying monthly.
It has. Most of the people I talk to, I don't know about Gray, but if I ever talk to anybody about WoW, they're like, yeah, I log into my guild, click a couple buttons, and then I log out.
Yeah, I go to my garrison, and then...
Do you remember when WoW was about saving the world and waging war? And now it's Pokemon.
Nope, I don't actually remember.
I remember buying it day one,
is-
and I played until I got a mount, and then I was done.
The Elder Scrolls Online is going free. No, this month, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, yeah.
I'll actually be playing that on cast tomorrow.
If Spike is playing, I'll play with you.
Okay, we'll do.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then, yeah, that should be fun, because I haven't played in a long time, and I'd like to go back and make a new character or whatever, have some fun.
To cover what I think of the future of the MMO industry, what the future of MMOs is going to be, it's going to be one of two things. Because the community right now of MMOs is very, very divided. There are people that want fast-paced, progressive MMOs, and then there are people that want traditional-styled, slower MMOs. There are the community that says World of Warcraft, and then there's the community that says Terra Online, and there is like no one in the middle, except for Guild Wars 2, which is like the only successful hybrid MMO. Can't say the favorite wrecked.
Fucking
no, but-
fine.
No, well, I'll just play after, man. I can play
But,
both. God damn it.
So where do I think it's going with that mentality? It depends on the games that come out from that point forward.
Right.
Because Terra was good at what it did. World of Warcraft has never been good ever. And that's I'm sorry, shots fired. But objectively speaking, World of Warcraft is a subpar game, and the only good part about it was the community that loved the shit out of it. Thanks, fucking Warcraft 3. Anyway, point being, it depends on what games come out. Because right now we're seeing a lot of hybrids come out. And if we see a lot of hybrids come out, we need either an absolutely flawless hybrid, or no one's going to give a shit, and it's just going to die out with World of Warcraft and Terra. Because, what was that game?
Doxy, you fucking nerd.
Arcade came out. Remember the week of hype, and then no one gave a fuck?
Well, that's
Because it's a hybrid MMO.
Garbage, though.
What was?
But it's a hybrid MMO. It's
what was
like,
the other one that got super
It's
hyped?
bad at what it does, though. Like, that's the thing, is like, it's just a bad game.
It was like the anthropomorphic animals and whatnot. Everybody was playing it for like a week and then it died.
WildStar.
WildStar. There we go.
Oh, WildStar. I remember when people.
The thing is, WildStar is actually a very well done hybrid.
But it's
I did have fun with it, but yeah.
I don't know.
It's
Like,
It had an
definitely-
interesting combat mechanic.
Yeah, it's right there in between World of Warcraft and Terra. It's very fast paced. There's a lot of tells and a lot of mobility to the characters. There's a little more limiting factor to what abilities you could have. It's nice. Secret World is a very niche market.
Yeah.
That is like something that the fact that it's still a thing is kind of surprising.
but
I mean,
WildStar's
here's the thing. You
pretty
could
niche,
kind of
though.
pick out any MMO that's come out within the past decade and still find people who are playing it.
Oh,
They still have a community around them, sure, but there's a difference between the populace and
I'm sure-
the minority.
I'm sure Warhammer Online would still have players if it was still around.
Spike doesn't like storyline. It's not that I don't like storyline. I'm just not a fan of simple games.
Fucking Bioshock.
Terra is
to
awful.
do
I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, I don't either.
I think, let's be honest, Terra's definitely a grind fest. You're not going to get anywhere in Terra without killing the same monster 600 times. But the big enemies are very well designed. The
Yeah.
combat system's very diverse. There's a lot of action to the combat system. The classes play extremely differently. Like, each one of them has a very, very different play style to it.
I don't know. I've touched a bunch of MMOs since I dropped WoW, and all of them just feel the same to me. Like, I'm so disinterested in the MMO market at this point. Because anytime I get into one, it's like, oh, this kind of does this neatly, and this kind of does this neatly. But the middle game, until you get to end game, is all the same. It's just grind, sleep,
you fucking
grind.
played WoW, Legvac? To play a female character, you must be naked.
What the fuck?
Over-sexualizing little girls and women.
What are
I mean,
you
if you're into
on
it.
about?
So, all right, here's the thing. That doesn't make the game awful, sir.
No.
That is your personal subjective preference.
But yeah,
Objectively, in the MMO verse, Terra is the best at what it does.
yeah, don't get me wrong. Like, obviously, people could make terrible characters, but I mean, they didn't have to. Like
This is on
that.
Second Life.
Like the whole thing is that Terra has a really in-depth custom character like creator, and people just create like perverted characters. It's not that you have to.
Plus, it's Korean.
I mean, I get that. Like,
It is
But
Korean, so...
like yeah, like the female armor has that fantasy trope bullshit, but
Like,
yeah, it
punch
is.
you in the fucking mouth.
I
Is that aggressive?
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, I hate the whole like, you know, the woman's top tier armor is bikini too, but that's only because I think it looks lame. I think it looks fucking stupid.
Or played. If you're more worried about the look of your character than the actual gameplay, then why the fuck are you playing an MMO in the first place?
I'd agree with that, actually.
You're playing a game developed to run on dirt, the widest possible platform of games as possible. So it's gonna look like fucking ass regardless what you fucking do. So why the hell do you care what the character looks like in a game like that? Go play The Witcher 3.
Go play The Witcher 3.
You want sexualization of women? There's fucking whorehouses in The Witcher 3. Just walk in, look at all the boobies you want.
That's not a bad thing because that would be realistic.
Anyway,
That's the thing is The Witcher's trying to make a real world, right? So a real world would have brothels.
that's a real world in Korea. Final Fantasy 14.
I take offense to that.
You do? Oh,
My
sorry.
girlfriend's Korean.
I'm not saying Korean. Korean games, Gray. Tell me one Korean game that doesn't have sexualized young-looking girls.
I don't know most Korean games because I don't play most multiplayer games, and that's pretty much like all Koreans make.
All right, if we're going to talk about success in terms if we're going to talk about quality in terms of player base, then yeah, World of Warcraft is the best MMO to have ever existed ever. Okay? Sure, if we're going to do that. But the number of people that play something does not quantify the execution of the product.
Right.
Because games like Call of Duty are still heavily successful, even though they're basically the same project every single time with a roster update and a change to the multiplayer in terms of map locations and maybe some lighting changes, because we all know they don't put any new fucking assets into the game. So, I mean, like, if we're going to look at just the number of people playing to gauge the goodness of it, then why are we talking about MMOs at all when World of Warcraft has never been surpassed?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's about gameplay, right? Like,
It should be.
We cry every day. Any interest for EQ next? No.
that's why I'm interested in the justice system in the ESO. See how well
Are you
it's
guys getting Bloodborne?
Asking my
No.
opinion? Well, the thing is, you asked my opinion, and you worded it as, what about Final Fantasy XIV, which is still more played than Terra? So I took that as you wanted me to comment on the number of people playing a game in terms of whether that makes it, good or not.
Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV is essentially just...
It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's a hybrid MMO, and it's subpart of GW2. Guild Wars 2 is really the best executed hybrid MMO right now.
Well, Guild Wars 2 also tried to change the way, like, you do a lot of things, right? Like, it tried to change the way quests work and things like that, which is why it succeeded at being the best hybrid, because it didn't just say, like, okay, this is the way World of Warcraft does this, but this is the way Terra does combat, right? Like, they didn't just copy-paste ideas. They actually went in there and tried to figure it out.
Admittedly, it's... yeah, it really just comes down to it being, right now, the best executed hybrid MMO is GW2.
Fair enough.
Final Fantasy XIV's okay, though. It feels console-y.
Well, that's... Yeah, it was definitely geared.
Yeah, it was geared towards that. Yeah.
Like, apparently it plays... Like, they did a really good job, apparently, of mapping it to a PS4 controller. But, I mean, yeah, it's okay. It's okay at what it does. There's nothing bad to say about it. There's nothing particularly good to say about it. But that's the problem, right? Like, if you're going to invest in a subscription-based MMO, then it should have a lot of really good things to say about it.
That's another selling point.
Bring back Phantasy Star Online and I'll be happy.
Oh my god. PSO2? Why doesn't that come to the States?
Fuck acronyms. Crap, what was I gonna say? Terra Online is free to play. Right. It's free to play, and it's the best executed action-based MMO currently. When link. If anything, he probably can't link it because he probably just broke NDA.
Right.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Now you're not getting into the beta.
All right, let's wind it down there, explain who we are, and kill this thing for the night.
Leg back. I love you. But your opinion's subjective, and I don't care about it. Games I'm interested in, that's quick.
Yeah.
Witcher 3, Killing Floor 2, done. Everything else, don't care.
I'm excited for Darkest Dungeon to become a full release, because then I'll be playing the shit out of it, because it looks pretty awesome.
Gray wants Bloodborne. Nate wants Killing Floor 2.
I do very
Killing
much
Floor
want
2.
I want Killing Floor 2 too, don't even act like
Don't even act like I don't want Killing Floor.
Don't even act like I don't want Killing Floor.
One of us, hey, Game Guru, I have a question for you. Spike is so blunt, but the man tells it. I've pissed off a lot of people. You should have seen how many people I angered when I played Bioshock Infinite. A lot of people. Oh man, Bioshock Infinite is so great, isn't it? Are you loving this game? No.
Seeing new enemies for Killing Floor 2? Yes.
Yes. Before winding it down as to what, who we are, etc., and stuff like that, but I want to ask Game real quick. Do you know a partnered caster that would be willing to make a group page for people? Like, because I want to make a Twitch group, but I don't know who I could address for something like that. Because I'm pretty sure in order to...
Like an official Twitch group?
Yeah. Because I want to create an actual Twitch group revolving around a few people that I know.
Partnership.
Me? I'm nowhere near that level.
Yeah.
I need to double my average viewer base before I can think about partnership.
Misery mod forever. Every single day.
Fucking Misery pulls them in, man.
Stalker Misery is your huge contender for viewership. That other day, those numbers I sent you, like, I just happened to finally look at them and I went, whew, alright.
Yeah, I was pretty impressed with those fucking numbers.
Just a group, a partnered caster that would be willing to make a official Twitch group for me and a cluster of other people, because I know some people need to know what you're looking for, and I can search some people. Well, no, I don't want to join another group. I want to make my own group page, but they removed the ability for non-partners to do it.
Right.
for what? For me. It's like the tip. You just call it that? Well, no, not call it the tip. No. Fucking something. A thing. I haven't thought of a name. I just want to know if someone will do it first. Think of all that shit later. I don't have time to think about that stuff right now. I need to know what kind of reason is the group. What kind of reason is the group? Proof that I'm better at everyone else? I don't know. I guess I'll talk to you about it later.
Yeah, let's pull this discussion off of the podcast.
I guess.
All right.
Are we? You're going to cut it?
Yeah, let's roll it down. Alright.
Can't censor me.
Can't censor me. Or we're already
first.
20 minutes over, so.
Yeah.
Time. Fine, I'm not going first now. Go.
Hi, I'm Supergrey38. I'm a variety caster on Twitch. I cast in the mornings. I don't cast Sunday, and it looks like I might be not casting Thursdays anymore, but just because I'm busy there now. Currently streaming Stalker. Tomorrow I'll be on with Mercenary Kings 2 with TheGamePit. We do Co-op Tuesdays every Tuesday. We have a really good lineup going on. Other than that, I'll figure out some new games to start streaming too. I think I'm going to finish Lords of the Fallen before Tuesday. That would be a good idea. But yeah, other than that, I'm done. Done.
Just goes to bed immediately. Zero fucks given.
Bye.
Don't care. I am SpikeSethen. I'm a variety caster on Twitch. I'm live every single day. You can find me on twitch.tv/SpikeSethen and SpikeSethenTV everywhere else. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing Elder Scrolls Online because fuck Hitman Absolution. And the rest of my week will consist of my normal schedule, which will be Wednesday, Dragon Age. Thursday will be fucking Fable Lost Chapters. Friday will probably be Stalker, because it's leading by 10 over second place. And then Stalker. And Casual Sunday.
Friday is literally just Stalker.
Every single one has been Stalker. Since I put Misery up, man. Wednesday, I'll be doing Dead Wed with TheGamePit. We do that thing every Wednesday night for the ass end of night.
For the ass end of night.
Mm-hmm. It's basically just me and him playing video games of whatever caliber we wish to play.
At this point, yeah.
Basically.
Come back to me.
And that's
I
me.
enabled you. Yeah, there we go. Alright. And I'm the TheGamePit, TGPNate, I fucking did it again. Pit, TGP, whatever you want to call me. I'm a variety caster as well. My schedule is kind of flip-floppy at the moment. You can find the schedule down below. I actually need to update it for this week because I don't think I have. Yeah, this is exclusively where you find the Tip Podcast. You can find me on YouTube as well. YouTube.com/TheGameP1T. Twitter @TheGameP1T because TheGamePit was taken everywhere else but Twitch. I'm currently playing a mix between Red Dead Redemption and Rayman Legends. Tomorrow, Co-op Tuesday with Mr. Gray. Of course, Dead Wednesdays. Wednesday night with Spike. The black camera there. Yeah. Did I not cover anything there? I think I got everything there, yeah.
What, was that a mating call for you?
What? Excuse me? Everything just got weird. But yeah, Variety Cast on Twitch, you can find me
at... to end on notes about me that are very weird and interesting. That's what we do. Like, fair question enough. This, everyone. My mating call is penis. How many people have responded to it?
Alright. Thank you, everybody, for coming out to the Tip Podcast. If you didn't get a chance to catch the whole thing, the upload will be up tomorrow on my channel. Eventually, all of them may or may not be up on Spike's channel as well.
Yeah, you need to give me episode 4 as well.
I thought I uploaded that, but I'll double check it tonight.
Jacob is fun.
Penis.
Penis.
All right, thank you everybody for coming out. That'll conclude it for tonight. We will catch you hopefully other times in our individual casts. If not, we will catch you next Wednesday, Monday. Holy crap! For the next tip, episode 6, where we talk about continuing gaming news and tech talk of the week, if there happens to actually be any this week.
Wait a minute. Next week, is that the last Monday?
Are we that close already?
Nope.
Nope. The 30th will be.
30th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
so
one last
no-
thing I'll mention real quick. At the end of every month, I actually do a budget list for computers. So if anyone is interested in building a computer, and that includes everything, monitor, mouse, keyboard, operating system, the internals, everything, you buy it. It's going to be between $500 and $800. There'll be a couple different options to go along with it. You buy it, everything's there, put it together, done, works, gaming quality, etc. That happens at the end of every week, and end of every month, and we'll be putting the parts list up on the VODs when that happens.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's not this Monday. That's next Monday.
Yeah, the 30th.
The 30th.
But next Monday will be our 420 Blaze It No Scope YOLO edition.
I hate everything about everything you just said.
I know.
Good.
That's why I said it.
Sluts!
Bye, everybody.